Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rebecca, but you might know me as Alchemic Fantasy from Instagram or TikTok. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm so happy to have you here. Sorry if I sound a bit odd during this video. I'm just getting over having the flu and I've had a cough now for the past 4 weeks and it's still here for some reason. Honestly, it's just annoying more than anything because I don't feel sick anymore. I just have this really annoying grating cough and I can't laugh properly either because when I do, it just sets it off. So I can't wait for it to be gone. This is my first video of 2026. I hope you guys had a wonderful new year. I definitely did. Me and my partner just got back from England. We had a great time celebrating our D&D party over there. We really had a lovely time and we'll definitely go back at some point, maybe next New Year's. Let me know what you were up to for New Year's, how you celebrated and you had a good time. I really hope that you did. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am going to talk a little bit about my artwork, but I'm also just going to talk a bit more about my personal life and stuff that's going on that really inspired this piece in the first place. So at the ripe age of 31, I have been officially diagnosed with autism, and it's something that I always knew that I had, so it's not that surprising, but it means a lot to me to actually have the diagnosis and to properly understand myself. It's something that I was in denial about for a very long time, and if somebody had brought it up to me, I wouldn't have been very happy about it. I suppose I didn't really fully understand what it meant, and yeah, it was hard at the time. I'm also pretty sure that I have ADHD as well, but I'm not fully diagnosed with that just yet, but it is something that I probably will look into because my symptoms are very ADHD rather than just autism. I do just want to say that if you think that you might be autistic, that's okay, and understanding yourself, even if it is self-diagnosed for the moment, or if you just don't want to get diagnosed at all, it's valid, and understanding yourself is so important, especially because you won't be as hard on yourself looking back, and you can give yourself the understanding that every human being needs. This is coming from somebody that put it off for a long time, and it's so hard to get a diagnosis that I didn't think I ever would. I'm lucky enough to be able to say that I have gotten the diagnosis, and now I can move forward with that information and help myself the best I can. The biggest change for me that made me really want to go and see if I have autism was meeting my wonderful partner in 2024, and just the understanding that he gave me and all of the wonderful friends I met in that time as well. It really makes a big difference to be understood in that way, because before that it was very confusing for me. At the time I didn't fully understand autism and I didn't really know anyone that was diagnosed with it. Now I know that a lot of my family members have it and my brother has been formally diagnosed too. So little did I know I was surrounded by people the entire time that had autism. If you're going through something similar, I really hope that you find your people because it makes such a difference. Another big thing that happened in the past few months is I finally got a hearing aid, which is fantastic because I am deaf in one ear. It's a long story. I wasn't born deaf in one ear. I actually got a very bad ear infection during COVID. I didn't get the help that I needed at the time and it has permanently damaged my ear. I'm sure you guys remember what it was like back then. It was during lockdown and everyone was like really paranoid about everything. They wouldn't see me because I had a fever. Both of my ears completely closed up. So I actually was completely deaf for a little while. I ended up getting the hearing back in one ear. The other ear, my ear on the right, just never got its hearing back, which has led to other things like I get really bad vertigo now and that kind of stuff. Luckily it's not something I have to deal with that much anymore because I have medication to help with it, but it still does happen from time to time and it really sucks when it does, but luckily it's pretty rare now. I have mentioned here before that I do travel a lot and I am on trains and buses and that kind of stuff a good bit, which is why I do a lot of digital artwork nowadays. One thing that happened like last year would have been I actually got vertigo on the train, and any other time I've had vertigo I was not traveling. Like it's happened a few times where I wasn't home and that always is horrible, but in this case it happened on a train and I was terrified I wasn't going to be able to get off the train on time. So when I felt it happening, I had a few times to just like message my partner like vertigo on train, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get off by myself. So I told him what carriage I was on as well, and luckily he was able to get me. Oh my gosh, it was one of the scariest things to happen ever, especially just because most people are going to assume that you're drunk, not that like you're sick. Hopefully that never happens again, especially with the medication that I'm on, but yeah, that was terrifying. Both of these things were a big inspiration for this piece, especially the autistic part of it. It really represents just being held back by things, often by yourself, and how things can still be amazing. You can still create amazing things. Even when things are hard, I've always had my artwork, I've always been able to create things, and I feel like that has really helped. I find that that's quite common with people with autism, so if you also have autism, let me know what is your outlet, what is the one thing that you're able to hold on to that you really love, whether it's reading, writing, music, and even if you're not autistic, let me know what your one thing is as well. I find that neurodivergent people in general are just a very creative bunch. I have friends that are ADHD, my partner is ADHD, and the stuff that he makes is incredible. He is a very talented cosplayer, and nearly all of my friends are creative in their own way, whether it's making jewellery or painting or music. They're all very, very creative people, and I love being surrounded by them for obvious reasons, but they also inspire me to be more creative myself. This was another piece that I worked really hard on while travelling, so most of this work was done on the train and I think it turned out very beautiful. I like the calmness of the piece because usually when I do these kind of pieces there's a lot of anxiety attached to it. I feel like it's now a lot more accepting and there's a lot of healing going on, and I feel like you can really see that in the piece, which I think is going to be great for this year's artwork, which I am so excited to start working on. I have a lot of very cool stuff that I have planned, stuff that I was hoping to get done last year, but for reasons outside of my control I just couldn't get around to it. But now it's going to be 2026 and I'm so excited to do it. I'm hoping to really lock in this year and get as much work done as I possibly can, not just drawing but also sculpture, jewellery, all the stuff that I've ever wanted to make, and I'm going to be just out in the shed for a lot of it, especially when the warm weather comes around because it's not nice out there right now. And yeah, so I'm going to be hopefully making as much artwork as I possibly can, and I'm going to be putting out videos at least once every 2 weeks, but I'm going to try to aim for once a week, probably Saturdays, so fingers crossed that works as well. Opening my new business is going to be so fun, but it's also really nerve-wracking because I've never run a business before, so fingers crossed. And thank you all so much for all of your support, I really appreciate it. Another thing this year I really want to do is to just grow this channel. It's still very much in its infancy and I'm still figuring out what I want to do with it. I think that that's fun in itself because it means that I'm not stuck with anything. I can kind of put out whatever I want, if that makes sense. So if there's anything that you guys would like to see, please let me know. Which is one of the best parts about having a small audience, is it's very much a clean slate, and that's something that I'm not taking for granted. I really appreciate that at the moment. Hopefully I do grow, but as of right now it's like I still have the time to just figure out what I want to do with it. I do have over 14k on TikTok, but I haven't really been uploading there as much as I should be, so that's another thing that I really need to work on this year. I'm going to try to do daily uploads, but it will probably be every second day. I think as far as New Year's resolutions, these are not too crazy, so fingers crossed, and hopefully this time next year my channel will have grown and I'll have my business up and running and I'll know exactly what I want to do with this channel. Fingers crossed. If you got this far into the video, thank you so much. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!